Welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. If you've never seen my face before, my name is LenaLuciia, and today we're going to talk about how to save a little plastic every day and Mama Earth along the way. So that actually rhymed. That's so cool. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so why do we even want to talk about plastic use? Because plastic use is obviously not the main cause for global warming or for climate change, because plastic doesn't really emit CO2 or methane into the atmosphere, which is causing global warming. Yet plastic is still a huge problem that the world faces, because plastic does not ever really break down and it doesn't incorporate itself into the natural cycle of the world, which nature is always running in cycles. Everything from the water that is being rained down, brought into the ocean by the rivers, then being condensed again, forming clouds, all of that. Or the tree that is growing out of the earth and then is shedding leaves which turn into humus, which then can turn back into the ground for trees to grow on. Or even the mountains, which seem so immovable but are basically just earth being pushed up and then being brought down by erosion, water, wind, ice, vegetation, animals that basically just turn back to little stones and then go back into the earth just to be pushed up again. Everything just kind of cycles through, which plastic does not, and that is a huge problem, because then plastic just gets thrown into landfills or is collected in these huge plastic islands on the ocean, which are literally just plastic trash floating together, sticking together, forming actual huge islands. And I don't want you guys to only focus on the negative things, but I really want to just illustrate the problem to you so you guys know why I want to talk about this. So because of that, because plastic is not being incorporated back into the natural cycle, because it essentially is not really natural because it's human made, that just forms a huge problem. Because as I mentioned, you know, there's huge trash islands floating around, there's obviously sea animals or birds being stuck around those like beer holders, and turtles choking on straws, like all the pictures that we've seen so many times before. And I don't want to shove them down your throat because I'm very aware that you probably already know them, but I just quickly want to show them and mention them to you guys, because obviously that is just like the biggest reason to not use plastic every single day. But what I also want to talk about now, which I don't think is often talked about, is actually microplastic, because that is also a huge problem. Because as I said, through erosion, nature basically grinds everything down, and the same happens with plastic. So I think it's maybe even worse to have lots of microplastic, because it actually can be found anywhere now. I think they found it in like Antarctica, in the deepest jungles by now, if there are even jungles left in the world. There's microplastic now in the bottoms of the ocean, which is basically as undiscovered as the universe above us. There's microplastic. Microplastic is just everywhere, and it actually was even found in human blood because it travels up the food chain. So even we actually have microplastic in ourselves now, which is absolutely shocking. And what I also think is crazy is that, especially for fish, especially for aquatic animals, so many of them are eating microplastic because they think it's like algae or plankton or whatever they are eating. I'm not too sure. I'm speaking in general terms now. And they're just eating, but their stomach can obviously not process plastic, so their stomach is basically full, but they're still starving because they're only eating plastic. And that to me sounds so freaking wrong, and it's honestly so bad to just even imagine. That being said, for microplastic and just normal plastic is honestly just awful. The whole topic is just crazy. So that's why I wanted to show you guys some alternatives that you can use instead of like single-use everyday plastic. And I'm not saying that I do all of these things and I am perfect and I never use single-use plastic. That's totally not what I'm saying, because I'm also definitely imperfect, and I wouldn't even call myself environmentalist. But I think Tringsby put it quite nicely. If you don't know who Tringsby is, I will link her channel. She basically just talks about being an imperfect environmentalist, which just means that try your best without judging, without being judged, without being put into a confined space that you have to be perfect, that you have to do everything right, and you just have to try your best. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm also trying to do with this video, to show you guys that you can use some different things, just make sustainable swaps to help save the planet and to help produce less plastic. Let's get into the list of things that I put together for you guys to use instead of single plastic stuff. That being said, I think it's really important that if you do have plastic stuff, you don't just throw it away and buy everything new sustainably, because that's also not what I'm trying to say here. What I would love for you guys to take away from this video is to just use up your plastic stuff, and then maybe if you need something new, you can purchase something that is not made out of plastic. So without further rambling, let's get into the list that I made for you guys. I'm gonna link everything reusable down below for you guys to check out in case you want to use some of the stuff that I have or just need some inspiration for the things that I talked about. And the very first thing I want to talk about is actually a menstrual cup, and I can't show it to you guys right now. You're gonna see the b-roll because I'm actually using it right now. I hope that's not too much information for you guys, but menstrual cups are honestly insane. I was really scared of using them and I have failed horribly at using them in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it literally changes your life because it's actually so easy to use. It's literally zero plastic that you are producing ever. It's also zero cotton that you're producing, and I will link some videos down below for you girls in case you want to try it or you don't know how to insert it or you're not too sure about it yet, because these things are honestly amazing. I don't use anything else anymore. I absolutely love them. I always put them in. I feel so secure with them. I don't have the pressure inside of me that I have if I use a tampon that is completely up to the brim with blood that even trickles through it. I'm sorry that I needed to say this, but honestly, menstrual cups for me are just absolutely amazing, and if you have not tried it, girl, you should. The next thing are Q-tips, and I'm actually not too sure about how they are called in English, but these are just so easy to find with the paper thing instead of the plastic thing, because I don't see why you should buy something with plastic if you have it without plastic. Like, it just literally does not get into my head, and these are actually not really good for your ears, so you shouldn't be using them at all. If you are still using them or you still want to use them like me, definitely get some with paper inside. It's literally a swap that does not make any difference whatsoever, and it just saves a ton of single-use plastic. These are absolutely amazing. The next really big thing that I absolutely love and I will never ever change back from it are bar soaps, and I have two right here. This one I already used. This is like a normal body soap, and this is for your hair, and this is absolutely insane. I love this one, and these are just so great because you use them for like half a year. I don't wash my hair too often. I don't wash it every day, so if you wash your hair every day, I don't know how long these are gonna last you, but these last for so long. These are so much cheaper. They have no plastic in them whatsoever. They absolutely foam like crazy, and you literally don't have any plastic. It comes in this packaging, which for the most part obviously is made out of paper, and then yeah, that's it. Then it just sits in your shower and you can use it time and time again. And if you are even traveling or if you are showering at the gym or whatever, also these containers which you can put them in. I do need to say that I have actually not found a amazing conditioner just yet because they are really difficult to make. And also I do the same for my hand soap. So I also have a bar soap for my hands basically, and it's so cute because then you can buy one of those cute little trays and put them in, and they're so aesthetic, and I just absolutely love it. And I don't know why not everybody is using it because I just I'm so sold. I'm so sold. I just love it. Going on from the bar stuff, I also have used bar body lotion, which I have not been extremely satisfied about. I've tried a couple and they're always quite dense and not easy to rub onto your body, but the savior for that is actually coconut oil, and I've used coconut oil for literally everything. I actually want to do a video based on like what I do with my coconut oil, because I go into the shower, I clean myself, everything, do all the stuff, I shave, etc. And then right before I get out, put it all over my body, just let it sit for like a second, and then wash it off again just with water, get out, and I'm perfectly moisturized. It's not greasy, it doesn't like smudge everywhere, it takes no time whatsoever. So I always have a big jar of this in my shower. I also often use this for a conditioner or a hair treatment, which is also so good. So definitely try that out. Coconut oil is honestly the most amazing thing ever. I absolutely love it and use it for everything. Another bathroom kind of thing is natural deodorant, and these I have tried quite many and I have been let down by quite a lot. I have found two that I really like. The first one is this one, and I'm not too sure if you guys in the States or everywhere else around the world besides Germany can get them, but this one from Balea is really amazing. And I also have another one by Nature, which is really good as well. It's a little more expensive, but it definitely gets the job done. If you guys do use a lot of makeup, which I actually don't ever, but there's also cotton rounds made out of actual cotton like this one, and these I think are also so cute because you literally just use them, throw them in the wash, and you can reuse them like a million times instead of just buying new ones every single day. A lot of cotton is also not really great because it uses a lot of water to grow, so having one of these is also so cool if I actually want to take my makeup off, which does rarely ever happen, but you know, these are absolutely great to have around. Hello guys, welcome back. My camera actually died yesterday because I only have one battery, and then I had to work after, and then it was dark outside, so I figured I might as well just do it now. And I hope this kind of looks the same, and I also hope that I don't forget anything that I wanted to talk about. I believe we left off with coconut oil and natural deodorant, and now I actually want to talk about floss. And this, I feel like, is something that can be very, very heavily plastic, but also very natural. So this obviously is quite natural. It's in like a paper bag packaging, and it doesn't really have any plastic to it. But what I think is the worst thing ever are these little toothpicks that actually have like built-in floss, because obviously it's so easy to use, but there's literally so much plastic for a tiny bit of floss, which I think is so unnecessary. And every time I see them, it just hurts my heart because it's so unnecessary. Like, you could literally just use floss like that. No need to use all of that plastic. And I actually just found this toothpaste as well, which is also in a paper bag packaging, and which doesn't really have any really bad chemicals or any plastic in it, or at least recycled plastic. Another thing that I think is so cool is actually to have reusable razors. Gifted them to 2 of my friends last year for Christmas, but I actually don't use them myself because I do laser treatment, so I don't really have a lot of hair to shave anymore, so it wouldn't really be worth the investment for me to get a reusable razor. But I think they're so cool and they're so pretty, and I will definitely also link some of them down below. Now that we have gone through all of the bathroom stuff, actually never mind, I have one more thing. This, man, this is it. Honestly, this is so cool. This is just like a huge big ass brush, and it's perfect for substituting peeling. Is that a word? It's perfect to kind of switch for peeling, because there are peelings that are really good, and you can just technically use like old coffee stuff and peel yourself with it. You could technically use sand, all that stuff, but most of the peelings are like really chemical or actually use microplastic, which just does not go into my head why you would want to produce microplastic, but whatever. So most of the peelings, or many peelings, are really bad. So you might as well just get a brush like this, which lasts you literally forever. And this is so freaking dope. You could be dry brushing with this before you get into the shower, or what I most often do is I actually just put my soap on here and then just brush everything, and it's so good to get like the back of your back. It's just, I love this. I don't know why not everybody has this. This cost me like 10 bucks, and it literally elevates my showering experience by so much. So this is definitely awesome. And with that out of the way, I think we have dealt with everything bathroom related. There's also obviously lots of conditioners that you could do, like self-made ones with just some oils, and you could do masks with aloe vera and all of that stuff. That's all natural. But what's also really important for general is just to try and look for something that is made of recycled plastic, that is ecologically okay, that is conscious of its CO2 footprint. That's just really important to keep in mind when shopping. Obviously, so many brands are also greenwashing us, but I mean, there's always just still a choice, and you can do your research and just get something that you maybe don't want to substitute, and just try to get it as natural as somehow possible and with as less plastic as somehow possible. So yeah, I just wanted to also say that there's always a eco-friendly option for everything. Okay, so to go into the other category of just other ecologically amazing stuff that I use every single day. What is this? Is it a rug? No, what is this? I have this thing that I basically use to clean all of my dishes with, and I also have this wood brush that I use for cleaning all of my cooking stuff, and these two together are honestly all I could ever ask for, all I could ever need. And this is exactly what I'm saying. This is the same thing like a plastic one, but since it's made out of wood and metal, and you can just change the top if this becomes too gross, it's just so easy, you know? It's not really different, and it's still better for the environment. It's probably also better for your wallet. And the same with this. Once they're too gross, I just put them in the washer, and then they come out clean again, and they're fine, and I can reuse them. I don't really see the point of buying something plastic and like using it once, throwing it away, if there is alternatives like these, which are just so great, and they also look so aesthetic, don't they? Then something that probably most people talk about is just plastic bags. And obviously it's easy to say, well, just don't use any plastic bags, but it's actually just a change of habit. So if you go grocery shopping, you know, remember to just bring your own cotton bags, or your own bags that you have at home, or maybe reuse the plastic ones that you accidentally bought or something. It's just so easy, but it needs a habit change. And even for me, because I actually have little microfiber bags for my singular vegetables even, so I put all of my mushrooms in there, for example, so I don't have to take like a mini plastic bag. And things like these are just a habit change. So for me, I often actually forget this, and then I will literally go back home and get this before I go to the store, because I just don't see the point of using something plastic if I have something reusable. And the same with like the big shopping bags. I just bring 1 or 2 big shopping bags, put everything in there, and then I don't need any plastic bags. But you just have to change your habit and remember to bring stuff like that. Speaking of plastic bags being used as trash bags, you could also just use some paper trash bags. I do that most often if I have like my bio trash, basically, where all of my banana peels and all of that stuff goes into. Or you could also actually just not use any bags at all and just put it in the actual container and then wash out the container once you empty it out. Or there's also, you know, bags that are made out of recycled plastic that are just better than normal bags, basically. There's options. There's always something else that you could do, and yeah, maybe try to incorporate that a little bit more, because then you could help save some more plastic. Which you can also do with your cutlery, because I actually have a set. I don't have it with me right now, but I actually have like a bamboo cutlery set that you can just fold into, which is so freaking cute. If you are eating out, you could just remember to bring that and then tell them, you know, I don't need your plastic stuff anymore. And most of the employees are actually very happy that they don't have to hand out plastic every single time. It's just small things like that, but they definitely compound into something bigger, and you just have to remember them, change your habits accordingly, help save the planet, help save some plastic, and then, you know, we're all gonna be happy. And it's even cheaper for you, because then you just don't have to buy a new one every single time. So a friend of mine actually told me about some kind of nuts that you can apparently use as detergent. I have not tried that yet, and I still need to do some research into that, because it sounds kind of freaky. But apparently there are literal nuts that you can kind of break and smash, put into a bag like this, and just put into your washing machine to be washed with the clothing, and then it just acts as detergent for your clothes and it just washes them, which sounds absolutely amazing. I don't know why I haven't heard of that before, but I'm definitely gonna look into that and see if I can use that, because that would be so fun, because then you could also save all of the plastic that they basically come in, the plastic bottles. And speaking of bottles, this man, a reusable water bottle. And I think this is mainly a problem in the US, because I don't know anybody in Germany who uses singular use plastic bottles every day and who buys them new every single day. But please, 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 if you guys do not have a reusable water bottle, please get yourself one. It doesn't even have to be like a crazy expensive one, or you could just also buy some water in a glass bottle, use it for a week, then give it back and continue on like that. But please just do not use single-use plastic. I don't freaking understand. If you need something, put it in your bottle, take it with you. It's also so cute and comforting to just have your bottle all around, and then you can customize it, you can make it look nice, you can make it look really cool. You could, if you wanted to, have multiple if you're feeling like that. But just please do not use single-use plastic water bottles. This is, I think, a very American problem, and it very much does not go into my head why you would want to use a new plastic bottle every time you drink water. Okay, so this is all the information that I have for you guys. I do hope that you incorporate some of these into your life, and I hope that I kind of made it clear that you don't have to completely change your lifestyle and completely change the way that you live and go fully vegan, or don't ever use a car anymore to help save planet Earth and to definitely help save a lot of plastic. You don't have to stop eating out every time or stuff like that. You can make small changes that compile into huge effects, especially if a lot of us do it. So I hope that message came across, and I hope that you maybe try to use less plastic in the future. It would really be quite great. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and definitely comment down below what you would like to see from me next. Go ahead and subscribe and like this video if you did. It would really help me out a lot, and I will see you guys in one of my next videos. Bye bye.